the fourth battle between Armenian King and Iraklis. Iraklis commanding the Saxons and Armenian King commanding the Eastern Roman Empire. Tagmata are back, and by back I mean you can now bring Tagmata in tournaments, because they've gotten nerfed so heavily that they are not what they used to be. The reason why these Tagmata have such good melee attack and melee defense is because they're triple gold. So triple gold, their stats are starting to look like patch 1 Tagmata. However, they do lack armor, health and the bonus that they used to have. But they are still very strong units, only medium, but still strong against enemy cavalry, not as strong as they were. Then we have Protectores, double bronze. We have Menolatoi for up center. Then we have 5 Sagittari. The general, of course, the Palatina guard, triple bronze scare. For the Saxons of Iraklis, we have the cheap bow front line. We have 6 Nordic bows, very nice. Then he has triple gold Nordic raid leader. Triple gold Nordic axe warriors, 2 elite Nordic warriors in the center. Then he has 2 Saxon lancers and 4 Nordic horseloads. So this is an interesting army by Greek Iraklis. I've never seen anyone triple gold 6 Nordic axe warriors. Just, yeah, very peculiar. The 6 Nordic bows, very smart choice. If you have room for them in your army, having 6 archer units that cost you 600 is just such a benefit to any Nordic army. That is, if you can spare the room for them, because if you have 6 archers, 6 cavalry, 6 shock infantry, that's going to just leave you with 2 more slots, so you don't really have money for meat shield duty. But these Nordic bows can double as meat shield, as meat shields for the cavalry, and it looks like that's what Iraklis plans on here, to just meat shield with his archers. Because of course these Nordic axe warriors cannot get charged by cavalry, they cannot get fired upon by even Sagittari. They will die in droves. Here we have the Nordic bows starting their fiery rain of death on the Sagittari and the Menolatoi. In this situation, this is another situation where using standard shot or even heavy would be better for Iraklis. The reason why I think so is because he's trying to do something against a bit of armor here, and as you can see, the Menolatoi are not impressed by flaming shot at all because they have armor. So the 5 bonus really helps in getting kills against units like Menolatoi. Moving a bit too close with the Nordic horselords here is Iraklis, so he needs to pull them out of range. So what Armenian King is doing here is pretty nice. He's using his armored pike units to push back the skirmishers of Iraklis and protect his own skirmishers. So as long as he's able to... Ooh, he's a bit slow here with his cavalry. His Tagmata cavalry is doing a very nice job in creating defensive position here with his Menolatoi. But Greek Iraklis is doing something interesting. He's skirmishing with his Nordic horselords, and he actually got some kills here. He's going to do the same here, it seems. But he's taking so much fire. It's just not... this is not worth it for the Nordic horselords, but it was an interesting move. Tagmata moving up for Armenian King. These Sagittari from behind their Menolatoi are doing a decent job. The Nordic bows are not firing now for some reason, and using flaming shot now, I do not agree with using flaming shot when you're trying to kill enemy skirmishers and you don't have precision shots, and especially not when trying to destroy the Menolatoi, because flaming shot is good against cavalry because of the bonus. It's good when you have precision shot because it increases the total amount of damage by quite a significant degree. But when you're trying to win skirmish fights and you don't have precision, flaming is not a great idea. So once again, Armenian using his pikes here to push back the skirmishers of Iraklis, doing a very nice job in getting them there. But Iraklis has more skirmishing capability than you would think. With his Nordic Axe Warriors here, he has 80 ranged javelins, and he's going to be able to do a lot of damage to the pikes with that. But here the Nordic Horse Lords are just getting wrecked by arrows. We have elite Nordic warriors probably moving up to try to take care of the pikes with their axes, with their throwing axes. Are they actually firing? Yeah, the Nordic Horse Lords have gotten some very nice kills with their precursors. And here comes the throwing axes. Oh, they don't have axes, they have javelins. Well, that's good for them, because then they have a better chance at actually killing something. So they are getting, wow, they're getting 50 javelin kills here. Very impressive. Very, very impressive. They would not get 50 kills from that range with their throwing axes. Over here as well, a lot of kills by the elite Nordics. And that was a pretty smart move there by Iraklis. However, he needs to be careful here, because he is about to get his elite Nordics charge. But look at the kills here, 51 kills. So now he can just charge in with his elite Nordics. And elite Nordics are going to do a decent job against Protectores. So Armenian is just plugging here with his second unit of Protectores. Over here, the elite Nordic warriors, they are not a great unit for charging pikes frontally, because they do have a 35 charge bonus that is going to be deflected back upon themselves. So they're doing a fair bit of damage to themselves on the charge there. And here comes the Nordic Axe Warriors to finish off the job. They are going to get... yeah, they're going to get kills. Oh, they are going to get kills on the Protectores. Nordic Horse Lords rushing in, destroying the Sagittari. Tagmata coming in. Here we have Saxon Lancer against Tagmata. And the Saxon Lancer is causing quite a few casualties here to the Tagmata cavalry, taking them down to, well, about 20 kills on the charge here. And then of course here comes the boom, Nordic Axe Warriors charging in and doing a lot of damage to the Tagmata. Over here as well, the Tagmata cavalry, the combination of shock cavalry, shock infantry, absolutely deadly. We have Protectores just running away from these Nordic Axe Warriors, and I don't blame them at all. Nordic Axe Warriors, triple gold, are such devastating units. The Protectores being attacked in the rear and being fired upon by flaming, being chopped at by Nordic Axe Warriors that cost fair. It's going to be a huge problem to try to make them stay in the fight. And here the Tagmata cavalry is just getting... look at how many kills are on these Nordic Axe Warriors. So 20 kills on the charge by Saxon Lancers, nothing after that. Then the Nordic Axe Warriors just finish off the fight. And here Nordic Axe Warriors 100 kills, 43 kills. Should have some kills here, yeah, 63 kills. And over here as well, just finishing off fights in devastating fashion. This Tagmata is about to get killed by Saxon Lancers and Nordic Horse Lords. And at this point, not a whole lot left for Armenian King. Iraklis has some depleted units of Nordic Axe Warriors here. They are holding because they are gold now at this point. Turning around, getting a good charge in here. These units of Iraklis are going to be very important. They killed the Tagmata basically for free. Menolaitoi getting attacked in the rear by elite Nordic warriors here. And the Nordic Axe Warriors just cleaning up, and so many cavalry units left for Iraklis here that he's just rushing them into the pikes, seeking to overwhelm the pikes frontally, and it works. Iraklis is taking a lot of unnecessary casualties here, but it works. And when these pikes go down, this squishy blob of skirmishers is also going to go down. So at this point, Armenian King basically has a Protectore. He has his Sagittari. And then he has his poor Palatina Guard general. That is just going to falter. So much left. I'd be surprised if Armenian King's army just doesn't chain route now.
I do not want to be ashamed when I join my no.
So the Protectores come back.
Courage! Back to the fight!
Nordic Horse Lords, frontal charge into Palatina. They're going to cause some casualties here. Let's see how many kills on the charge. Whoa. And these are kills on 143 health infantry, so the general just had enough instantly and he's dead, so I'll just fast forward. Iraklis has quite a lot left on the field now.
A dark day.
And he did the exact same thing as he did with the Jutes, basically, just upgrading his Nordic Axe Warriors. That's the difference. But this type of army, dealing with that for an Eastern Roman Empire army when it doesn't have the overpowered Tagmata, is going to be extremely difficult. And the Armenian King had 5 Sagittari, so he didn't only have 4 but 6 very cheap Nordic bows. Then the Nordic Horse Lords, and you saw what happened when the Nordic Axe Warriors join any fight. They just destroy things. And I've said before that I really like the Nordic Raid Leader over the Nordic Warlord, because the Nordic Raid Leader can actually fight. He can actually get some kills. Yes, he is fragile. However, if you're not up against 200 ranged archers and you have 6 skirmishers of your own and 6 cavalry units, and this is basically the Nordic Raid Leader is in your 3rd line and he's able to join cavalry fights, he's a very sound investment in my opinion. A bit funny that both armies brought 2,040 men, very similar, identical essentially. But I really enjoyed these battles. When I saw them on Armenian King's channel, I knew I had to watch them and upload them. So luckily Armenian King sent them to me, and it illustrates the what Iraklis has been very successful with in these battles is the combination of cheap skirmish, shock infantry, good cavalry. That combination is very hard to deal with, because shock infantry both counters spears, it counters swords, and it counters other types of infantry. Skirmishers, of course, counter skirmishers and cavalry counters cavalry and everything else except pikes and braced spears head on. So people don't bring spears because spears are a huge waste of time, and that essentially leaves cavalry free to do anything but charge pikes head on. But attacking pikes, you saw how many kills the elite Nordic warriors got on the pikes frontally using just their precursors. The Nordic Axe Warriors would have been able to do the same. So when these Sagittari are out of ammunition, each of these units is essentially going to be able to get 50 pike kills if they so choose. So these pikes are going to get killed by precursors alone. The Sagittari die in an exchange against the Nordic bows, and then what's left for the Eastern Roman Empire is just to curl up and die, because they're only having the medium melee cavalry now, and only having their infantry is absolute trash. It's very hard to make the Eastern Roman Empire work now, but a valiant effort done by the Armenian King, so congratulations to Greek Iraklis for taking this series. Strength and honor.